Hello and welcome to Stammerun with me, John. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing from Voghion. Let's get to it. So Voghion very kindly sent me some packages to open, so we'll go through those in this video. So Voghion are an online shopping platform that are made to bring you everything from shoes to bags to watches at factory prices. Voghion were founded in 2021 and the name comes from Vogue and fashion. Put the two together and you get Voghion. Voghion very kindly sent me some packages. So the first item that I chose was a head torch. So this looks like in hand. This is all made from plastic. Got a load of LEDs in there as well. It needs to be charged. It charges through a USB cable there that you can fit into a USB plug socket. It doesn't come with a plug, so you cannot remove battery, so this has to be charged. I don't know how long the charge will last on this, but I will test that out and let you guys know how long it will last as a head torch and the brightness of the torch. So what I'll be keen to see is how bright this torch gets and how long it will last. So that will be the determining factor for me with this torch. But in hand, for the price, seems like it's a really good product. So the next item that I picked was some run glasses. Now, these glasses look like they're from a company called Affliate. They're kind of more of a thinner, sporty, light pair. Definitely something that I would come in handy, and actually this will come in handy for the next few weeks where we're coming into June and it's going to be really bright. So what you do get with these, the lenses are polarized, and these are really lightweight and they do feel lightweight in hand. Now I actually really like the colour of these, and I think they'll fit my head. They look like a really good fit. You know, the important thing with these is that these are light. So they come with a bag, so they come with a bag to put them in as well, and polarized lenses wise, so you know there's you get the brand story in here, but these are cycling headwear again, but I think that some of those things can transfer over, so I think these are pretty good. So these are a polarized lens as well. So all in all, again, I think that these are about £12. Now they come in a sturdy box. You know, you get the glasses, sturdy box, the case, all for about £12. So again, I will let you know what they're like through the summer months. But again, in hand, feel like a really well-made, good product. Two items that I really was interested in, and the first one is I got a pair of Airpods. Now in my mind, I wanted to test the quality of the Airpods. Now when I got the package, it indicates on the packet that these are Apple Airpods, and I have nothing, I don't have a lot to disclaim that, but I'm hazarding the guess that they are not Apple Airpods at all. So in the box you have a cable, so you have a typical Apple cable in the box. You have the earpods, and the packaging on the box does have an Apple symbol, and it would lead you to believe that these are Apple Airpods. So the packaging is quite convincing, I think, if you've never owned a pair of AirPods, but I guess let's just check out the quality of the product. So the case is a nice and small case. I do really like that case. Now with some AirPods that I've seen, the cases are absolutely huge, and I have to say this case is quite small, and it is a AirPod size case, so I actually think this is pretty good. And opening it up, the hinge on it does feel a bit lightweight. I've never owned a pair of AirPods, but the hinge on here does feel a little bit light, not flimsy, but just a bit light, so you want to be careful on that. Now pulling them out, you know, it looks like an AirPod. You know, it does look pretty good, and I'm going to put it back in the case to see if it's magnetic, and there is. So I have to say the quality of these so far actually seem pretty good. When you put the AirPod back in the case, you definitely feel the magnet grip it and hold it in place. So as a product so far, I'm very impressed. You know, this was, I think these were about £12, 12 to £15, and so far I have to say I am very impressed. Rather than the other two things that were just more of a collateral, something to test, I really wanted to see what the quality of these were like. So in terms of quality of the product, so far these are very good, very clean, quite small, you know, they've really upped their game. So very impressed so far. So I'm going to do a live test here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to connect now as we are talking to see if it will connect and how quickly it will connect. So I'm assuming you press the button on the back. I don't know. And nothing's come up yet. So I'm assuming that you open that up. Okay, so I've opened up the top, and this is a sort of live test, and I am going to see if I can pick up the earpods. And they come up as AirPods, so they're pairing, connect to the AirPods, and they seem to be connected. So I'm just going to test out sound now, see what it sounds like. So I'm going to pick it up, put it in my ear, and let's see what they're like. So we're going to use a bit of Spotify, and it's going to see how they sound. Now, I'm not some kind of expert in how things sound. If something sounds bad, I can tell something sounds bad. Something sounds good, I can tell something sounds good. Now, I have to say, they sound pretty good. I'm just going to put the other one in as well, just to test the connection. Take that one out. I'm going to take the right one out and leave that one in. See if they work independently, and they do. So I have to say that I'm very impressed with these earpods. I am, whether or not the technology has caught up wherever the factory where these are from, the sound coming out of those are really good, not tinny at all. I didn't turn it up super loud. You know, probably the sound quality could get worse, I don't know, but in terms of just a normal everyday sound, very good. So I am very impressed with the AirPods. Just overall very impressed. So for, again, I think these were about £12 to £15. I'd happily pay that for these, and very good product. So very impressed. Last thing that I ordered was about £30, and it's basically an Apple Watch Pro Max 69, and I picked it up out of the box, and in the box you get the main watch itself, you get the bands, you get the choice of 3 bands, and you get a wireless charge wire as well. So I have tested the charge wire, and the charge wire does work. Now the downside already that I can see from the watch, and this is just a criticism of not the watch but the mechanism behind it, is that you can only charge it seemingly at the moment through the wire that you get in the box. So you get a charge wire in the box, and that's the only way to charge. So I don't know if you can get another charge wire, but the only way that you can charge this watch is through this wire. So maybe a third party watch, obviously this is probably a third party wireless charger, but this does work. And already that I've noticed that when you charge this up, it does get extremely hot at the back. Now the quality of the watch feels very, very good. It feels like a really nice weighted watch. The actual mechanism, the actual watch itself is very smooth, reminiscent of an Apple Watch. I think you'd be very hard pressed to tell that this is not an Apple Watch. The rounded corners are really, really nice. The screen is extremely nice, and it's got a really nice weight to the watch as well. Now, looking at the screen, I believe this is an AMOLED screen. Now, looking at the screen just with my eyes, it is a very bright screen, a very responsive screen as well. The only downside when you turn on the screen, which I will have a look to see if I can change, the numbers and the letters are both in Chinese and in English. I believe it is in Chinese, and which is okay, but I would need to investigate on how to change that over. I don't know if you can. I don't know if it's an embedded thing within the watch itself, but at present it is a watch that is both English and Chinese. Now, just looking at the screen on the watch, I've got my Fenix 7 on as well, and just kind of comparing the two. So the thing for me is I will put this through a test. I will take it out for runs, and I will do some testing on this watch to see what it's actually like. Now, comparing this watch to the Fenix 7, the Garmin Fenix 7 that is on the wrist, I actually think that this less expensive watch probably looks better. In terms of a watch, it is on wrist. I'm really impressed. I'm very, very, very impressed with this watch. Just flicking through, you've got your main faces on screen as well. So this indicates that you can connect this to Spotify. I'll have to give that a try as well, just to see if that works. So there's a dial on here that you turn, and it changes between the faces. I have to say it's very, very responsive. Very impressed. There's a button underneath that. When you press that, you go into your menu screen. You can turn on your Bluetooth. It gives you an indication of all sorts of things on there. You can go backwards as well. So you can also, if you press the dial again, it is responsive. You come through to the screen, and the screen's got loads of apps on it, and the screen is very responsive. Just looking at the screen now, it is super, super responsive. There's loads of apps on here. There's a calculator app which looks like it actually works, which is pretty good. There's a run app on here which I'm going to test out as well, so that looks pretty good. It's very, very responsive. I'm very impressed with how responsive. So this is my first impressions of the watch, and I am very impressed so far. So the two items that I was most looking forward to testing haven't disappointed me so far. It's just all in all, for £30, if you wanted to dip your toe into a smartwatch for £30, I genuinely believe if this lasts and this does a decent job, so I will put it through a test, that's £30 well spent. So all in all, I am very impressed. So Voghion have done a really good job here, and I'm very impressed with the products that they sent me. Voghion, again, thank you so much for sending me products. I'm very happy. And what I'll do is I have discount codes, and I will put a link to all products in there, discount codes, and feel free to check them out and get some of the products shown today. So Voghion, again, thank you so much. And on that note, please don't forget to like, favourite and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.